So this is instant ramen story time. Does anybody here not know what ramen is? It's Japanese wheat noodle soup. Just FYI. In case you didn't know. Seconds of awkward. Okay, so ramen is thought to have come to Japan in the late 19th century by way of China. And the name ramen is thought to have come from the Chinese dish la mian, which means pulled noodles. And by the early 20th century, it was a very popular food to eat out. So Momofuku Ando was a Taiwanese-born businessman who naturalized to Japan after the Second World War. And he encountered a lot of food lines, and there were food shortages, and he found a connection between peace and food, and he thought he'd do something about it. So he formed Nishin Foods, and invented a way of deep frying noodles in order to dehydrate them, to be rehydrated by boiling water in 1958. Wow, I'm really falling behind. In any case, so he invented the very first instant noodles in 1958. There was a lot of competition. There were about 360 different companies coming out with the same type of noodles. It was hard to compete. So he knew that he had to come up with a brand new product. So he formed Team Cup Noodle. He tried to market these things in the United States, but he noticed that America didn't have the deep type of donburi bowls that they have in Japan, have deep ramen bowls. So he knew that he had to invent something in a cup, something portable and self-contained. So in 1971, this team invented the cup noodle, and not without all kinds of difficulties. For example, they spent months just looking for the right kind of shrimp that's dehydrated into nice little red shrimp instead of brown dust. And there are all kinds of clever hacks involved, like leaving a little hollow spot in the bottom of the ramen cup so that the hot water can rise up through the loose noodles in the bottom and rehydrate everything in 3 minutes. The bag ramen took about 5 minutes. It was a brand new product. It was a luxury product. It was not an instant hit. It actually took, they tried to sell it all over, but it actually took a street campaign in this busy Ginza shopping district to convince people that they could eat it on the run, and you would just see people walking with their cup noodles in the 70s. And so it's not very healthy for you. It's very high in sodium. The soup itself is high in sodium. Your daily required sodium is like 2,400 milligrams, and that was 2,100. It depends on, wow, it's really fast. We'll just skip over this one. I'll keep talking about nutrition. And so the reason why instant ramen is so high in fat is because it's fried in palm oil, which is about the highest saturated fat you can get. There are all kinds of flavors, but you saw them. So Nishin Foods actually is in line with his kind of altruistic vision. So they have a big stockpile that they deploy to all kinds of disaster scenarios. And there was a volunteer in the 2004 Niigata earthquake that was giving them out. And saw how happy it made people, so he thought he'd improve on the idea and created canned ramen. But if you've ever let ramen sit in the cup for too long, you've noticed the noodles get soggy. The canned ramen he uses not actual noodles, but noodles made out of yams, so they don't get soggy. And you can buy them hot. In 2005, Nishin Foods invented something called Space Ram. That's the real name, which is a ramen that went up to space with Shuttle Discovery in 2005. It's a thicker broth, so it doesn't float away, and it can be boiled. It can be prepared in just 70 degrees centigrade, which is the hottest water available on the shuttle. There was a survey recently that placed instant noodles as the top made in Japan invention above all those things, CD, okay, all that stuff. Yeah. So how many noodles in a brick? There was a guy named Ron Konzak. He wrote the book called The Ramen Book. And he basically dissected one of these things. It was 80 noodles that are each 16 inches in length, so it's about 100 feet of noodles. The basic, God, my mouth is dry. The basic recipe for instant ramen is just pour in hot water, but all kinds of stone college students have come up with interesting other recipes. So maybe try a ramen omelet, or go to ramenlicious.com. There's interesting resources on the web, like this ramenrater.com. This guy has rated over 400 different kinds of ramen, and this iRamen.net has rated over 4,000 with videos. So he actually prepares the video, pours in hot water, shows the preparation, and eats them on YouTube. Look up iRamen.net. And if you want to learn more, there's a comic book called Project X Cup Noodles, and there's a museum in Osaka. It's badly translated, it's out of print, but you can get it as an iPhone app. Very interesting. So that's ramen.